Tone and irony. Tone. Tone is the author's implicit attitude toward the reader, subject, and/or the people, places, and events in a work as revealed by the elements of the author's style. Tone may be characterized as serious or ironic, sad or happy, private or public, angry or affectionate, bitter or nostalgic, or any other attitudes and feelings that human beings experience. Tone is the narrator's attitude toward his subject and audience. Narrator's tone may show, for example, admiration for the subject or a character. Or the narrative tone can suggest pity or hostility. On the other hand, the narrator may be condescending or folksy with the audience. Sometimes, the narrative tone is ironic. The narrative tone may be demonstrated by direct comment, by characterization, or by choice of words, symbols, or other literary devices. Tone. The mood or attitude conveyed by words or speech. Say this word out loud. Sure. How did you say it? Did you say it with a smile, as in, sure, anytime? Or did you say it flatly, as if responding to a command? Or did you stretch the word out, sure, as if you didn't believe what someone just said? Or did you ask it, as in, are you sure this is okay? The word itself isn't different, its denotation, dictionary meaning, isn't different, so how can the same word express so many different things? The difference in the meaning of all these sures comes from the tone. When you speak and listen, you can hear the tone of your voice, as well as the tone of the person to whom you are speaking, but how do you catch tone in writing? How do you know how the writer wants his or her words to sound? Sure, by itself doesn't tell us whether you should whisper or shout it. You need to look at the context surrounding that word to find clues about the proper tone to use. Think about how tone is created in speech. When you say, sure, the tone changes according to how loudly or softly you say the word, and how slowly or quickly you say it. Tone is also conveyed or supported by the speaker's expressions and body language. In writing, of course, you do not have these visual resources, but you do have plenty of clues to help you determine tone. Those clues come from the elements of language and style that you've studied so far: point of view, diction, and style. Varieties of tone. Just as there are endless varieties of tone when we speak, there are endless varieties of tone in writing. Cheerful, complimentary, hopeful, sad, gloomy, apologetic, critical, insecure, disrespectful, humorous, sarcastic, ironic, wistful, foreboding, playful, sincere, insincere, authoritative, threatening, indifferent. Determine the tone for sure in the following passages.
1. You'll help me, won't you?
Sure, I guess, if you really want me to.
Indifferent. B. Reluctant. C. Playful. D. Sincere.
2. Are you going to help?
Sure thing, I'll be right there.
Urgent. B. Regretful. C. Uncertain. D. Enthusiastic.
3. I was going to tell you about it, but it just slipped my mind. I really meant to tell you.
Yeah, right. Sure you did.
A. Skeptical. B. Critical. C. Threatening. D. Angry. The tone here is best described as B. Reluctant. The ellipsis, I guess, and if you really want me to, all suggest that Amanda isn't terribly willing to help. The tone here is best described as D. Enthusiastic, the exclamation point, and the fact that the speaker is going to be right there show Amanda's enthusiasm. The tone here is best described as a skeptical. The best clue is the first sentence, yeah, right, which shows that Amanda doesn't believe Seth.
Irony. Irony is a term with a range of meanings, all of them involving some sort of discrepancy or incongruity. It should not be confused with sarcasm, which is simply language designed to insult or to cause emotional pain. Irony is used to suggest the difference between appearance and reality, between expectation and fulfillment, the complexity of experience, to furnish indirectly an evaluation of the author's material, and at the same time to achieve compression. 3 kinds of irony. 1. Verbal irony. What is said is actually the opposite of what is meant, or intended. Verbal irony occurs when a narrator or character says one thing and means something else. 2. Dramatic irony occurs when a reader perceives something that a character or narrator in a work of literature does not know. It is also the contrast between what a character or narrator says and what a reader knows to be true. In dramatic irony, characters have an incorrect or misguided understanding of what is happening to them, while both readers and other character understand the situation more fully. 3. Situational irony is the discrepancy between appearance and reality, or between expectation and fulfillment, or between what is and what would seem appropriate. Situational irony. Incongruence between what is expected to happen and what actually happens. Practice. Now look at several sentences and paragraphs to see if you can correctly identify their tone as you read them. Think of how the paragraphs sound. You may even want to read them out loud. With what kind of voice do you read? What's your tone? Use your instincts, as well as your observations, to choose the correct tone for each paragraph.
1. I think the theme of this novel probably has something to do with revenge. A. Playful. B. Uncertain. C. Cheerful. 2. Without a doubt, the theme of this novel is revenge. A. Gloomy. B. Disrespectful. C. Authoritative. 3. This is one of the best essays I've ever seen. It's clear, concise, and convincing. A. Complimentary. B. Wistful. C. Hopeful. 4. Bill had stayed up all night preparing for this presentation. He had everything ready: charts, graphs, lists, statistics. This was the biggest meeting of his career. He was ready. He smiled as the cab pulled up to 505 Park Avenue, and he gave the taxi driver an extra large tip. He entered the building confidently and pushed number 11 on the elevator. Suddenly, as the doors of the elevator closed, he realized that he had left his briefcase in the cab. A. Cheerful. B. Ironic. C. Critical. 5. I need to see you in my office the second this meeting is over. A. Gloomy. B. Urgent. C. Bitter. 6. A person should not speak that way in front of his supervisor if he wishes to keep his job. A. Threatening. B. Humorous. C. Sincere. 7. You have the biggest interview of your life scheduled for tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. You pick out your suit, iron a shirt, and polish your shoes. You double-check the bus map and schedule. You set your alarm early so you can catch the 7:45 bus, which will get you there by 8:10. Just in case. Then, during the night, a storm hits and knocks out the electricity. Your alarm doesn't go off, and you wake up at 9:15. A. Humorous. B. Ironic. C. Angry. 8. I had the biggest interview of my life scheduled for Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. Monday night, I picked out my suit, ironed a shirt, and polished my shoes. I double-checked the bus map and schedule. I set my alarm early so I could catch the 7:45 bus, which would get me there by 8:10. Just in case. Then, during the night, a storm hit and knocked out the electricity. My alarm didn't go off, and I woke up at 9:15. I can't believe it. A. Sad. B. Disrespectful. C. Angry.